Hey, what is up? Welcome to the Dankest Dungeon. Today we're going to be doing a rematch with these Lost Caverns of Ixalan commanders. If you didn't catch the first game, check it out here in the upper right. Let's go ahead and play some magic. Hey, it's Jason again. I'm back playing Don Adres. Let's see how it goes.
Hi, I'm Brendan, and once again I'm playing the Ancient One. We'll see how it goes to the bottom of the deck this time.
Howdy guys, it's Nate, back at it, round 2 with Sovereign Okinec Ahau. We'll see if the king reigns this time.
Hey, it's Matt again. I'm back with Tetzin, Grumble Cumberbatch, and we have built a mess of an artifact deck that takes a lot of game actions for very little value because I can't stop making those kinds of decks.
Let's go to game 2, everyone. I got a 10.
I got a 4.
6.
All right, I will go first. I am not going to keep this hand.
Okay, I'm going to mulligan as well.
One land hand, not good.
One land hand, but I don't learn lessons, so we're going to keep it.
He's got rocks!
I'm going to keep this hand.
Same.
I'm going to draw a card. Soul Ring. No. A luxury suite. It's untapped because there's many opponents. I will pass the turn.
Castle Lochthwain, baby, pass turn.
Fabled Passage for green. Go ahead.
Spectator seating, which is where I will be once you all punch me out of this game. Soul Ring. Gain Signet. Go ahead.
I'm going to draw a card. That's a card. But we're going to play this card for 2 life. Watery Grave. 2 mana. Talisman of Indulgence. I'll pass the turn.
We're going to draw, baby. We're going to Ancient Tomb. We're going to pay 2 life. Black Market Connections. Pass turn.
Play a Plains. Scoops.
I don't like that very much. Go to my turn, untap, and draw. Okay, let's go for broke. I'm going to play Otawar as a land. 2. Is it Signet? 2. Talisman of Creativity. 1, 2, 3. Taking a damage. Tetzin. Mill 3. Inverted Iceberg, Mer Retriever, and Urza.
Well, he's about to get scoozed.
Yeah, I'll take the Mer Retriever. And that'll be it.
I'm going to untap these 2 lands and draw a card, a swamp. I'm going to pay 4 mana for my commander, old Donnie boy. I said what he did last game, so you guys know. Go ahead.
Pre-combat main phase. We're going to go ahead and lose 3 life, getting me a treasure token and drawing myself a card. We're going to go ahead and play an island. Tarians? Journal. And what that does is I can tap it, sacrifice another creature or artifact, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery. Then I can pay 2 to discard my hand and transform it. So we're going to go ahead and just tap the sack this baby card. And then pass turn.
I thought you were just going to discard your hand right away. Turbo Descend.
Let's play a Snow-Covered Forest. Let's pay 1. The Ozolith. If a creature I control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put it on the Ozolith. At the beginning of combat on my turn, I can move the counters from the Ozolith to a creature. Yeah, let's hurt the guy that's already hurt. I'll smack you for 2. Response to no blocks. I'm gonna pay a green, I'm gonna exile Urza.
No, Urza!
It's gonna get bigger. Take another one. I gain a life. Go ahead.
Well, I am hitting my land drops, so that's cool. 2, 3. I'm going to cast Brass's Tunnel Grinder. When it enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many +1. I'm going to discard Scrap Mastery, and I'm going to draw 2 cards. Trigger Tetzin. I'm going to mill 3, and I can put an artifact from among them into my hand. Urza's Bauble, Wooded Hills Cyclonic Rift. Well, that was easy. 2 mana. I'm going to play Mer Retriever, which is much less good when there's a Scooz in play, but it's fine because my graveyard sucks anyway. I'm going to cast Urza's Bauble. I would like to look at a random card in Jason's hand. This one. Good to know. And then I will draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, which I did, put a boar counter on it. Then if there are 3 or more boar counters on it, remove it, transform it.
Very nice.
Go ahead.
Draw.
At the beginning of your upkeep, I draw a card.
I'm going to attempt to cast the greediest little goblin boy in Ixalan.
Dry heaves.
I just want to say thank you. You all made this possible. 10 treasures. I'll use 3 treasures for Justice's Will. I'll get 7 red mana. I will exile the top 3 cards in my library. I may play them this turn. Ground Catacomb, snuff out Tasha, the Witch Queen. We're going to play Drowned Catacomb as my land for turn. 3 of my red mana, 2 treasures to cast Tasha. What the f she do?
Wow,
she does
only you were the one that picked that deck.
You know, she does something with playing other people's cards, so she's in. Whenever I cast a spell that I don't own, create a 3/3 demon creature token. I can +1 to draw a card. For each opponent, exile up to 1 target instant or sorcery from the player's graveyard, put a page counter on it. I can -3, I can cast a spell with a page counter on it. Anyone have any instants or sorceries?
Cyclonic Rift and Scrap Mastery.
I'm gonna +1, I'm gonna draw a card. I will do Scrap Mastery. For life, we will snuff your commander.
Sure, yeah, why not?
3 red mana to play Captain Lannery Storm. Haste. Whenever it attacks, create a treasure token. Whenever you sacrifice a treasure, it's +1/+0 until end of turn. A 1 blue to Brainstorm. I'm gonna put these 2 back on top. Combat. 2 at Brendan, 4 at Nathaniel. I make a treasure. I will pass the turn.
Spring combat main phase, we'll go ahead and lose 3. We're gonna play my land for turn. Pay 6. Consecrated Sphinx.
Gross.
Ugh.
And then we will pass my turn.
At your end step. They eat the Jessica as well.
Well, before you draw, Notion Thief.
I'm just not going to draw my cards.
Draw for turn. Play a snow-covered forest. Yeah, we'll swing 3 at Tasha.
I will block the Dockside Extortionist.
Go ahead.
End step, I'm gonna fetch.
Now, this board is starting to look like it needs to be wiped, so I'm going to just try to stay off the radar for a little bit.
I will go to my turn. Here's a mountain for Bark Clan Ironworks. Scoos is kind of shutting off the shenanigans part, but that's a-okay. Supreme Verdict.
Gonna eat Dockside. Eat Cyclonic Rift. We'll eat the Urza's Bubble.
My commander will go to the command zone, everybody.
Nice.
Wow.
My Retriever on death is going to trigger and return Inverted Iceberg to my hand. White, Jason's favorite card, Esper Sentinel. The beginning of my end step, I've descended this turn, so I will put a second counter on Brass's Tunnel Grindy. Go ahead.
If you appreciate the content we're creating and you'd like to support us here at The Dungeon, the #1 way to do so is to sign up over on our Patreon page. Some of the Patreon benefits include access to our full deck lists, voting privileges for polls held over on our Patreon, and shoutouts at the end of every video to let everyone know how awesome you are. If money's tight and becoming a patron isn't the best option for you right now, we totally get it. Simply liking our videos or subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, or commenting down below all help as well, and are totally free. Thank you all for watching and enjoy the game.
Untap and draw. I'm gonna plus to take Supreme Verdict.
You got Supreme Verdict. Yeah, just take all of my board wipes.
Play a mountain. I'm just gonna play my commander and pass.
Pre-combat main phase, I'm going to lose a life, get a treasure token. We're going to play my land for turn, being an island. We're going to go ahead and drop a Bloodletter of Atlas, little vampire demon. That's a 2/4 blind. If an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much instead. And then we will pass my turn.
Play a Temple of False God. Green, and 1, and an additional. Sylvan Library. Pay a white. Esper Sentinel. I'm gonna go to combat. I'm gonna move the counters to the Esper Sentinel.
Yeah.
Much better than mine.
I'll pass.
To land. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's Tetzin time. Look at that Tetzin. When it enters the battlefield, I'm going to mill 3. I can put an artifact from among them into my hand. We have Plains, we have Academy Runes, and we have Underworld Breach. None of those are artifacts. I am going to play Inverted Iceberg.
Do you pay 3?
Sure. I'm going to sacrifice Izzet Signet for 2, and then tap this Triome.
Damn it.
When it enters, it's going to trigger. Tetzin's going to trigger. I'm going to mill and draw a card. I'm going to mill Salvaging Station. I'm going to draw a card. Tetzin's going to mill 3. Swords to Plowshares, Soul Guide Lantern, Teleportation Circle. I will put Soul Guide Lantern into my hand. I'm going to sacrifice Inverted Iceberg for 2 mana. And for a total of 3, I'm going to play... I said I was going to pronounce these correctly, so give me a second.
Proceeds to Google Translate it. Still pronounces it incorrectly.
I'm going to cast what I believe is Matsalonthly, which will trigger Tetzin Island top. The ever-flowing well. Oh, that well's real tempting. I think I'm taking the top, though. I am going to sacrifice both of these for real questionable reasons, and I am going to tap Matsalonthly and transform it. Activate this only if there are 4 or more permanent types among cards in your graveyard. There are, in fact, an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a land. On the backside, it is the core, which taps to add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of permanent cards in my graveyard. What's tapped right now? End step. I'll put a counter on Brass's Tunnel Grinder. It is bored 3 or more times, so I'm going to flip it over. It's now a land. Tap for red, and whenever I cast a permanent spell, using mana produced by it, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Okay, pass the turn.
I'll play a swamp for paying the 1.
Paying the 3?
I am not paying your 3. I would like you to draw a card. I'm control magicking your Esper Sentinel.
Nice.
He's also +2/+2, so he's actually, you need to pay 5 on your first non-creature spell.
And it's a pirate with Death Touch of Menace.
Yes. I'm going to swing 4 at Matt. I'll pass the turn.
Alrighty then. Spring combat main phase, we're gonna lose a life to get a treasure token. Play my land for turn. Gothy Voidwalker.
I certainly don't like it.
Then we're gonna go to combat. Jason, do you have any flyers? I'm gonna hit Tasha for 2, and then I will pass my turn.
Sure.
Little library.
Yeah.
Card.
Reliquary Tower. You each get your cards. We'll play an Arcane Signet. Pay 4. Play the commander. Pay
Yes.
2. Enoch Bondkin. Each creature I control with a +1/+1 counter on it has first strike. I will pass the turn.
The end of your turn, I'm going to pay life, and I will give you a Windswept Heath for your Voidwalker. I'm going to find Sacred Foundry tapped. All right, I'm going to tap the core. 14 permanents in my graveyard. 14 blue mana. Trigger Mage. Let's see if there's anything useful. I'm going to find Conjurer's Bauble. It is in my hand. I'm going to pay 6 mana for top.
Oh,
Yeah.
expensive top.
I'm going to go down to 4 mana and spin the top. Cast Conjurer's Bauble. I'm going to tap and sacrifice it. You may have it.
Thank you, sir.
Underworld Breach on the bottom of my deck. 2 mana. I'm going to cast Sahili's Lattice. And as a battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. I'm going to discard this Azorius Signet. Here you go. Draw 2 cards. Trigger Tetzin. I'm going to mill 3 and put an artifact from among them into my hand. Ethereum Sculptor, Great Furnace, Talisman of Progress. I'll take the Ethereum Sculptor. You can have more mana. I'm going to use the remaining 2 mana to play Ethereum Sculptor. Red. Goblin Welder. For 0, I'm going to cast Soul Guide Lantern. And as a battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. Tap it, sacrifice it, exile each opponent's graveyard. I'm going to hit that Consecrated Sphinx.
Yeah.
I'm going to spin the top. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to tap, let's say, Tekuthlan, the Searing Rift for red mana. Whenever I cast a permanent spell using this mana, discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. I'm going to cast Teferi Time Raveler. I'm going to discover 3. It's Fabricate. I'm going to cast Fabricate. I'm going to go find Mystic Forge.
In response, Malcolm, Alluring Scoundrel. 2, 3, 4, paying the 1. For Curtain's Call, destroy 2 target creatures. Him and him.
Alright, bounce the Doubthy Voidwalker. Draw a card. I'm going to sacrifice Sahili's Lattice for 2 colorless. I'm going to sacrifice Soul Guide Lantern for 2 colorless. I'm going to cast Mystic Forge. I can look at the top card of my library at any time. I can cast artifact spells from the top of my library. I can tap it and pay a life to exile the top card of my library. I'm going to tap top to draw a card. 1 to cast from the top of my library. Pass the turn.
I'm going to play a mountain. I'm going to pay 8 mana for Insurrection.
Trigger Esper Sentinel.
You can have it. Untap all creatures, gain control of them until end of turn. They gain haste until end of turn.
Oh,
I'm going to sacrifice Esper Sentinel for 2, and I'm going to sacrifice Tetzin for 2. Man zone.
Those all get +2/+2.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
He doubles their power, or he
no. So the
They're-
difference from their starting power.
+4/+4 currently.
Yep,
so
so
he'd get 4 counters.
Read the card you took from me.
What card did I take from you?
Oh my god, Jason.
Oh, jeez, why is it down there?
I don't know.
Oh, they lose twice so much life. Everything else was coming at Nate.
13, 14, 15, 16. Take 32.
22, so 44.
That is certainly more than enough.
When Malcolm hits, I draw and discard. I'm going to discard Blood Crypt, and then I will draw with Tasha. Okay.
We're going to pre-combat main phase. We're going to lose a life and get a second treasure. 7, 8. We're going to play Archon of Cruelty. When Archon of Cruelty enters the battlefield, you're going to go ahead and sacrifice a creature or a planeswalker, discard a card, and lose 3 life.
We'll discard. Is it Signet? Stack Malcolm.
I will gain 3. Draw a card. We'll go ahead and swing 2 in the air at you.
And then it doubles.
So
Yeah, so you'll lose.
Oh, I lose 3
more
from
as well.
that too. Nice.
And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and pass my turn.
I'm going to uptick Tasha. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to pay
Jason.
5 for Treachery, targeting the Archon. Untap 5 lands. I gain control of him.
Ha! How the tables have tabled.
There you go.
Thank you. He's getting +2/+2, and he's a pirate. We will go to combat. Swing a 4/3 at you. That's all I got. Go ahead.
Draw. We're going to lose a life, giving me a second treasure. Black and 1. We're going to feed the swarm your treachery.
Lose 5.
From there, we'll go ahead and just pay 2. I'll drop the Voidwalker, and then we'll go ahead and swing 2 in the air at you again. Pass the turn.
I'll untap and draw. I'm going to plus Tasha. I'm going to take Feed the Swarm. Play a land. I'm going to play Felwar Stone.
I guess.
Play my land for turn. Pay 6. Play the Swirling Sky. Ward 3, when it dies, I return any number of target non-land permanents with the total value of 6 or less to the owner's hand, or I mill 6 and then return up to 2 instants of sorcery cards from my graveyard to my hand. From there, we're going to go ahead and go to combat. 8 in the air and 3 on the ground.
With Shadow.
Yeah, I can't
So
do
it's
anything about that.
11.
I'll die.
Didn't even have to play my commander.
The table's able to stop Matt from comboing off, and then Brendan beats my face in for the win. Congrats, Brendan, and hope you all enjoyed that. See you next time.